Hey everyone, Austin here again. Face to face with you once more. It's been a while since I've done one of these videos. I'm gonna show off my Virtual Boy. Yeah, Virtual Boy. I just got this in the mail actually. This was going to be an unboxing video, and it sort of is. But I was at my mom's house picking this up, and she saw the box it came in, and she's trying to get a bunch of stuff together to donate to the local thrift store. And she's like, hey, can I have that box? And I was like, no, I was going to do an unboxing video of this. And then I was like, you know what, screw it. I don't need to do an unboxing video. But I came home and I was like, I still want to show it off. Because this is the freaking Virtual Boy. Virtual Boy is a system I actually owned when it was still new. I think I paid full price for it. And I actually played it a lot back in the day. And since then I've owned multiple Virtual Boys on and off. And had to part with them, you know, as finances became more rocky, so to say. But as things sort of like, flatten out financially, I can invest in these consoles and systems that I used to own that I had to sell for one reason or another. So we're actually looking at the Japanese box. And initially when I wanted to get another Virtual Boy, I wanted to get a United States version, but it's really hard to find them in really good shape. But I was also thinking about it, and I was like, the Japanese box looks a lot nicer. It really does. It's just like the US box is just, I don't know what they were going for with the art style on the box, but this is just nice and clean. Like, you could have a brand new one of these in a store today and it would still look modern. Like, that's how it looks. It's a really nice looking box. So I mentioned this is sort of going to be an unboxing as well, because I still haven't cracked it open yet. So we're going to go ahead and open this up and see how this is. The seller, I assumed it had all the packing material. The auction showed the manual, all the accessories and stuff like that. So what's actually kind of interesting is the Japanese version of the Virtual Boy does not come with the game. The North American version came bundled with Mario Tennis. Let's put that Virtual Boy over there. So here's what the inner packaging would look like. Looks like they use pretty much the same kind of cardboard tray that you get with the North American version. And what actually kind of sucks about these cardboard trays is if you're trying to collect, these suckers do not hold up well over time. They're very flimsy. As you can see like that, they can rip easily. The Atari Jaguar was another platform that used a box styling like this. Well, it's cool. They actually packed it decently. They put some air bubbles in there. So yeah, here we go. What I'm going to do is just take out each piece and show it to you individually. Like I said, I owned a Virtual Boy back when it was new. Not new. It was before like the big price drop when it was like $50 or less. I basically dropped, you know, about 100 and it was like 170 or 160 or something. Back in the day, I traded in a lot of games. My dad let me. And so yeah, I did play a lot of Virtual Boy back in the day, so it's actually kind of cool to have one again. So there's the controller. It's actually a really nice controller. The games take advantage of it pretty well, so certain games will actually use the right side D-pad as well. So imagine like dual analog sticks, but with two D-pads instead of analogs. So one game that's really good for that is Red Alarm, which unfortunately I have not received in the mail yet. This is a battery pack right here. Just sort of clips up like that. It takes 6 AA batteries. And fortunately, this sucker comes right off. And you've got it just like that. And there is an AC adapter attachment, which actually I held on to when I sold my last Virtual Boy. And that'll take basically just a Super Nintendo AC adapter. Here's the Virtual Boy itself. So that's cool. They had the, I don't know if this is like packing material they just gave to me to ship it to me, but or if that's original packing material. So actually it looks like this system's in pretty good shape as well. So I was looking at a bunch of the different listings on eBay Virtual Boys, and a lot of times these suckers are beat up. Either, you know, the system's scratched or this visor is like really gunked up and like funky, but this is really, really clean, which is really good. And it doesn't smell like smoke like some other Virtual Boys I've had. So the cartridge actually goes in the back. So the game console does take cartridges. It also has a controller port right here, which is where you plug your controller into. It's also got a link port or a serial port. Unfortunately, that was never taken advantage of as far as I recall. And it's got a headphone jack on the left-hand side, along with a volume control right here, which is pretty cool. You've also got some features up top. So inside the Virtual Boy, you've actually got multiple mirrors or lenses, whatever you want to call them, which is basically giving you 2 separate displays to give you the 3-dimensional effect. So the big thing about the Virtual Boy is it was 3D. Imagine 3DS, but in an enclosed environment. So, you know, it blacks out pretty much everything around your eyes, and you're just zoned into the game, which is really cool. It's one of the really nice things about the Virtual Boy. It was immersive. Not like VR immersive, but again, imagine like the 3DS. If you've never played one of these, imagine the 3DS, but just that's all you see. You don't see anything else. But these guys up here actually adjust your mirrors and whatnot on the inside. So you can, you know, when you peer into the system, you can try to tweak these to get the sharpest picture possible. We're missing something here. Oh, okay, we're not missing it. Good. I was like, did he not send me the manual? I was like, I was gonna be pissed. So here's the stand for the Virtual Boy. So it basically just spreads out like this. And you got to be careful with this because these can actually snap very easily. You see broken stands on eBay all the time. Fortunately, someone has recreated these stands. You can buy brand new stands now. You can buy brand new visors and the visor clamps or the clips that the visor snaps onto a clip and then it mounts to the Virtual Boy that way. And basically the Virtual Boy just sits on a desk, and you've got a knob here that you can turn, which will put it back. You can. So the last piece of the puzzle is the instruction manual. So that's why I freaked out there for a second. I was looking in here and I was like, the manual's not here. So when I buy systems that I'm trying to collect, systems I'm trying to add to the collection, I try to buy them in good shape. I try to buy them with the instruction manuals and everything, all the inner packaging and stuff like that. Just because that's what I do. You guys can't see it, but if you check out my room tour video, you can see some of my console boxed system collection. And it's just something I like to do. So yeah, this one actually comes with 2 manuals per se. That's the main system manual right there. And then it comes with this other little guide or how-to as well. Probably information on setup and comfort usage, I'm guessing, and things like that. Just speculation. It's all in Japanese, so I really have no idea what it actually is. But that's pretty cool. So it's got everything with it. So yeah, I did want to actually say, I meant to say this at the very top of the video, is, you know, I do collect box consoles. I don't really collect games per se anymore, unless they're games I can't, say, load on a flash card or something like that. Virtual Boy does have a flash card, but it's a single ROM flash card. It's called the Flash Boy Plus, and actually there's older versions of the Flash Boy as well. But you can only load basically 1 game up to it at a time, and you've got to link it to a computer to transfer games to it. It's kind of like the Atari Jaguar Skunk Board, if any of you guys have seen those. I don't know, it's kind of too much trouble. So what I did is I ended up buying a bunch of games as well. So I'm going to show you those games. But what I also wanted to say is, you know, I do collect console hardware. I don't collect the games as much as the hardware itself, and there's only a small amount of systems I still there's only really a small amount of systems on my to get list. So the Virtual Boy was one of those systems, but aside from that, you know, there's not a whole lot of other consoles I don't have that I really want that I will play. You know, I'm not the kind of person that's going to collect just any old rare console just because he can. It's going to be stuff I'm going to use. It's stuff I'm going to YouTube. It's stuff I have nostalgia value for, like the Virtual Boy I played a lot as a kid, played it over the years. It's something I've always enjoyed despite its reputation. So let me go ahead and show you the games I got, and then we'll go ahead and wrap this up. So I picked up a bunch of cartridge-only games. So we got Wario Land, which is a fantastic game. Mario Clash, which is kind of like a retake of the, or a new take on the classic Mario Brothers arcade game. Galactic Pinball, which was a fantastic pinball game. And I'm going to show both of these at the same time. So I got Mario Tennis, the Japanese version, and then I got Mario Tennis, the US version. I was just like, I was at Starland today and they had this version, and I was like, you know, it's cheap. I might as well pick it up. Because I think the Japanese version of Mario Tennis, while cheap, it was like $10 shipped, I think. I think some of the menus might be in Japanese on this one. So I was like, you know what, why not? I'll pick up the US version too. So I got that. I got V Tetris, which is a Japanese exclusive. This is a fantastic Tetris game. And if you have a Virtual Boy, this is a must-buy if you like Tetris games. It plays very, very well. Doesn't do a whole lot with the 3D effect. There's a couple games on Virtual Boy that don't do a whole lot with the 3D effect, but they still play well, and V Tetris is one of those games. Vertical Force, which is basically a game in the vein of the Star Soldier series. You could probably say it is a part of the Star Soldier series. It's by Hudson. It's got a lot of the same firepower and stuff like that. And then one of my favorite games on Virtual Boy, and I got this just so I can say I have a complete in-box US style of box, and that is Tellero Boxer. So if you like Punch-Out, you will like Tellero Boxer. It's as simple as that. It's a fantastic game. And so what I'm going to do actually is I'm going to be doing some gameplay videos and streams and stuff like that of some of these games through Virtual Boy emulation. So the Virtual Boy has been emulated for a long time now, and apparently emulation's pretty good on it. So while I can't really show you any gameplay right now through the system, there will be a point where you guys will see me do some Virtual Boy videos. The games that will work well with like an Xbox 360 controller or something like that. But this will probably be the bulk of my Virtual Boy collection. It's not a large library. And these are the games that I played a lot when I was a kid, including Red Alarm. Red Alarm was one of my most played Virtual Boy games. And this was always the Virtual Boy library to me. It had some other sports games. Yeah, whatever. And then it had those more expensive, really obscure Japanese imports, which apparently aren't even that great to begin with. They're definitely not worth the price. But I'm happy with what I've got. These are the core games on the Virtual Boy in my eyes, and the reason you would own a Virtual Boy. Pretty much all these games I just showed off are worth checking out, especially the Nintendo developed and published stuff like Galactic Pinball, Mario Tennis, Mario Clash, Wario Land, stuff like that, Tellero Boxer. I mean, I think the Virtual Boy honestly is worth it just for those games alone. Now, if you're trying to buy a complete system, that's a different story. You know, it's going to cost you a few $100s to get a decent a system in decent shape. But you can still get Virtual Boys, you know, sub $150, I think, just for a bare console. Or you can get them even cheaper. You can get versions of the Virtual Boy that have kind of busted mirrors, which is a common problem. And you can actually fix them up, and you can have yourself a working Virtual Boy pretty cheap if you want to put the time and effort into it. So thanks again for watching, guys. If you have any questions or comments or feedback or anything like that, be sure to post them down in the comments below. Going to be doing a live stream this Thursday, most likely. So if you're around, feel free to hang out and tune into that. As usual, I'll have another Let's Play on Sunday. And, you know, I'm trying to figure out what other types of content I can get up here. So it's actually been a while since I've done a video like this, and I thought, you know, it would be fun to go back to that old style of video. I used to do these all the time, but it's been a while since I've done one. So, but yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Take it easy, and I'll see you soon.